So Bruce, when I learned about immunology, I was taught that there's an innate immune system and there's an adaptive immune system, and I learned all about long arms and short arms and specific mechanisms. Is that enough to know about the immune system?
Well, I think in just the words you used, Randy, you've almost answered your question, that it's called the immune system. Because it actually is a system, and it's a quite complex system. And if you think about it, there are two systems that are meant in a concerted fashion to deal with the outside world. And that's the central nervous system and the immune system. They have to process external perceived threats and react to them. But those external perceived threats are almost infinite. And they can occur at any time. If it's the CNS, that car coming at you or that truck about to run you over could happen tomorrow, in an hour, in a minute, and your CNS and your nervous system has to adapt to that very quickly and not know, you don't know necessarily beforehand.
So I've treated lots of people with snake phobias, and many of them had never actually seen a snake in the wild in their life. And I often wondered if a lot of snake phobias were because it wasn't like in hunter-gatherer days when your parents taught you what's dangerous and what's not. So the immune system is trying to figure out what's dangerous and what's not in kind of the same way as learning about snakes.
And I would make the same analogy that the immune system has to fight an antigen, but it's not using one molecule or one pathway. It's using a concerted response of innumerable cells and pathways to find hopefully a way to rid yourself of a foreign antigen that you perceive as a threat.
Most of them are bacteria and viruses?
For the most part, although we're learning that there are other organisms that we also have to deal with, but let's leave it at viruses and bacteria. So we have viruses and bacteria, and I purposely say perceived threat, because we certainly live with a lot of bacteria and virus that we don't activate the immune system against.
So I was taught that body tissues are sterile, but that's not necessarily the view anymore.
Well, clearly not. And we know with all the research, and it would be disingenuous not to say that Dr. Ness is not really far more expert than I am on that, but we certainly know in transplant biology that the so-called microbiome, the organisms that live within us, have profound effects on the immune system, on the system. Not only one molecule or two molecules, but how the system works as a concerted entity.
Let's go on in just a moment and talk about how the microbiome might influence rejection of kidneys.